So I wanted to move on now to a little quick tour of the interface. So here we are. If everybody can see, my window should now be in Zotero. And so what we're looking at is my library right here. So my library is broken up into collections, which are basically just folders. And I've chosen to organize my library by topics, as you can see here. So you can just make a collect, they call collections in Zotero. I can make a new one if I want. And I'm not super picky about this. I try to do the best I can to keep it clean and everything. But these are just folders of articles and websites by topic. So I split them up in this way. You can also have sub-collections in folders inside of folders, and you can have sub-collections, as you can see here. So I had a project with this name, and I have different folders inside of that. So it's pretty powerful in that way. It resembles a sort of operating system in your computer. So beyond the collections and the library that comes with the software, you can also have group libraries. So these are shared libraries, and I'll talk about that towards the end of the presentation. But these are really powerful because they allow multiple users to contribute to a library. Moving into the middle of the interface, these are my actual articles. So, and they can be articles like PDFs, like research articles, or websites, or even videos. So if I go to one of my topics and I choose one of these, over here, I can see all of the information that goes along with that citation. And we'll talk about that in a second as well. But I just wanted to open up the twirl arrow here and take a look. We can see that in addition to there being a citation here, I also have the PDF that goes along with that citation. So this is the actual PDF article that that's associated with this citation. A snapshot is also is something that Zotero makes. It's kind of like a link. It's a record of a link of where the article is. So there can be different types of attachments in a citation. You can attach PDFs, you can attach notes, you can attach different things, but usually it's a PDF. So across the top here, you can filter by or sort by topic. So if I wanted to sort by date or whatever, I can do that. Here you can see attachments denoted for the different articles. So for example, this article has an attachment. So I know if I open it up, I'm probably going to find a PDF or whatever I attached to it. Up here are different ways to add attachments or create a new citation. We'll talk about that a little bit later though, but that just allows you to create one by hand. Down here, we have different tags. So if I click on a tag, it'll filter my library by that tag. And last over here, we have the a set of tabs that allow you to look at different things. So like I was saying before, info will show you all the information that's associated with that citation. So this is the sort of data that Zotero uses to create a citation when it makes a bibliography for you, or when you create citations while you're writing in something like Word. So it's important to sort of check this information when you create a citation, especially if you get it from the internet, and make sure that all of the appropriate information is correct and it's filled in. I've had a lot of experiences where you might grab something from, especially Google Scholar, and the information is incomplete. So you want to make sure that the information is there and it's correct and things like that. We'll talk a little bit more about these tabs, but I'll just say that you can keep notes on a document level, a citation level here in the Notes tab. You can tag any article with any tag that you like. And you can also sort of choose related articles and link them sort of in the same way that you would with a concept map. So you can do that as well. These are all different ways to sort and filter your references. and look at them in different ways and find them. Because what ends up happening is you end up with hundreds and hundreds of citations. And the whole idea behind this is making your life easier, letting you be able to find things in a much easier way. So, oh, and I forgot about this little button here. This is a refresh button. This allows you to upload your citations that you found on your computer to the website, the Zotero website. So I'll just pop over there quickly to show you that. Let's see if I can log in really quick. I should have been logged in. Thought I was. Yeah. So my library. So this is the Zotero website, and what you can see is that all of my articles and groups and everything that was in the interface is replicated in the online version of my user account. So that's really great if you're on the go and you want to access an article and take a look at it, and you don't have a computer where you've downloaded Zotero. So like I was saying, when you click this button, it sort of syncs all of your citations here in the software with that online version. And this is really important because if you have multiple computers that you're using, it also sort of, since it's synced to the web version, you're also syncing to other computers that you have your Zotero account installed in. So that's really handy. I know I use two computers every day almost, because I have like a work computer and my home computer. So this makes it sort of cloud-based and really useful in that way. Not only does it sync your citations, it also syncs your PDF articles. So moving on to the next section. Before we do that, does anybody have any quick questions? I know I kind of threw a lot out there really quickly, but I can answer a couple quick questions if anybody wants to know anything specific about the interface.
A quick question for you, Adam. Kind of coming up in the chat is this idea of using the tags to then create like smart folders and things like that. Are you able to talk about that at all? Or I'm looking for documentation to share in the chat room as well. I don't know if you've like made those collections by tag as compared to just dragging things over to folders or something like that.
Yeah, so I generally use a folder and subfolder system. I also use the tags. I don't know, so I'm familiar with smart folders in like email, to where you can have a folder that has certain criteria associated with it. That's how I think of a smart folder. And I don't know offhand if you can create collections that have criteria to them. If you can, that would be really interesting. The only way I've done it is just create a folder like this and drag it over there.
Yeah,
But that's a great
not to
question.
draw. Oh, sorry, not to draw you too far off of your current task, but if you hit that magnifying glass that's up on your toolbar, right there, yep, and then you can do a search. So for instance, instead of searching by title, you can search by tag. So let's say you've tagged things for a particular topic related to your dissertation, you know, like digital literacy or something like that. So you type in, yeah, or you have SRL tools, and then you say, search all your collections. And then if you hit save search, what it does is, and then you name that SRL or whatever your collection is, and then what will happen is that anytime you add a citation, you bring in a new citation and you put that tag on it, you can see the smart folder has been created over there on the side. It's purple with the little gear. So, you know, that's kind of nice to keep your things organized in a kind of automatic curated manner.
So if you tag something in the future with that same tag, would it automatically go into that collection? I guess
Correct.
so, right? That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, so I've used this search, but I didn't realize what that save meant. So it just kind of creates a smart collection for you. So that's great. Anybody else have any questions on the sort of basic interface? If not, I can go on to to my next section, which is, oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask really quick too. You mentioned RIS, and just so everyone knows that when you go to Google Scholar, for instance, you can download things in RIS format and then import them into Zotero. I don't think you need to demonstrate that right now, but there's always more than one way to accomplish the goals, and so just know
Yeah.
that, also searching through different databases. So maybe in ERIC, you get good
Mhm.
metadata, whereas in a different database, you may not. So just searching for different things like in Google Scholar, where it'll say like there's 5 different versions of this thing. Well, if you go to the one database and it doesn't give you very good metadata, click over to the next one. And sometimes you might get a book's metadata really well off of Amazon. Sometimes you don't. So then just look it up on Google Books. And even in the long run, if you have to add or tweak or change a few of those metadata categories, I don't think that's a horrible thing. It actually helps you just do
Yeah.
your due diligence as a researcher. So just wanted to mention that before you moved on.
Yeah, and actually that was going to be my next topic. So I can demonstrate some of those things really, really quickly. And I didn't mention though, so if you just want to edit any of these, you can just click in them and edit them if they are wrong. And that does happen pretty frequently, that things are sort of in the wrong case or they're not complete. So that's how you edit the metadata there.